Hi, it's Sonia with another video for you. And this time I want to explain why we divide up the first, middle, and last names. It's for a reason, and the number that you come up with, the total of all the letters in your first name, represents a lesson in your life. All of the number that you come up with from the letter of your middle name represents a hidden talent. And the number that you come up with for your last name represents energy that you're bringing in with family, particularly father, because a lot of us have our father's name at birth. Now, some of us also have our mother's name. My son has my name, so it would show energy coming through me, particularly from my father. So in some cultures, you also have two last names where you have the mother's and the father's. And in that case, you can kind of see what energy comes in from the mother and what energy comes in from the father. And I think I mentioned in another video that by reducing all these individually before we add them across, you're never going to come up with the master number energy of the 33, 44, 55. That may not be necessarily true if you have more than three names. The reason I said never at that point is that most of us have three names, and the highest number you can come up with for each one of these names is a 9, right? Because after that we're reducing to a single digit again, and 3 times 9 is 27, so you never really get to 33. Now, if you have multiple names, it's quite possible that you could come up with a 33, 44. And before I get into the meanings of the names individually, I kind of want to show you why I suggested that you might add your numbers straight across just to see if you come up with that kind of energy. Because like in my name particularly, here in my personality number, where if I reduce these and add them individually across, I come up with a 17-8. But if I come in here and I add all these numbers together without reducing first, I actually come up with a 44-8, which is a master number. Now, whenever you go to look at this, instead of me thinking, oh my goodness, I am a master guru of the financial world, no, I am not. And that's where this energy may or may not apply to you. Okay, so I don't really see myself as an elevated number 8. I'm not like Bill Gates or somebody like that who is a multimillionaire, and so it might give you the assumption that you have this master number energy when maybe you don't. But it's still good to see. It's still good to check it out, because you may be, one of these people, and that would explain it. So do it both ways. See what you come up with. See if it resonates with you. And just check out the number meanings from my other videos to give you an idea. But here, let's get back to what I'm here to do today, which is to kind of give you an idea why we break these down individually. So with my first name, if I add these two together, if I add the numbers for all of the letters, I come up with a 14-5. And we've talked about the 14-5 being a karmic number, and it is. It is restricted freedom. So this is a lesson in my life. And the way I see it, I really am very driven and ambitious as far as work and business goes. But I've been, I don't want to say tied down, because it's by choice that I've had children, that I've had a home to take care of. And so even though these kind of clip my wings a little bit, I'm not free to just go and do what I want to do all the time. It's not necessarily something that grieves me, because I enjoy being a mom. I enjoy my children very much, but it is, like I said, a lesson. And so part of what I'm here to do, I think, is kind of balance those energies of work and home life. So that's how it applies to me. And again, you can look at your own chart, see what your numbers are, and go back to my number basics to see how it applies to you. And so my middle name, if I add the two together, I have, now here, if I just add these together, it's a 2, okay? But here's where you don't want to miss master number energy, particularly the 11 and the 22. So if I add the 29, if I add it here and here, we get a 29. And that reduces to an 11 too. So be very careful whenever you're doing this to not just go to your reduced numbers first. Make sure you're not missing a karmic number or a master number when you make these additions. So here my middle name is an 11 too, and that's showing up as a hidden talent because it's my middle name. And I've already talked to you about that also being my life path. So here again, it's just kind of confirming the fact that, you know, I do live every day with this energy. And I do want to say it again, I want to reiterate that the master number energy is not easy. In fact, people with these numbers have a very difficult life. I've seen, I've experienced. It's like, if you look at life as school, these people aren't here to go to preschool. We're here working on our PhDs. So you don't really learn unless the lessons are hard. And the lessons are hard for the master number energy and the karmic number energy also. Okay, so with my last name, the 9 and the 1 is a 10-1. Okay, so through my father, I'm bringing in leadership skills because number 1 is the leader, natural born leaders, and he was, and I'm sure his father was, and his father was. So with my last name, Bettinger, I'm bringing in my father's leadership skills. And of course, if you're raised by a leader, you're going to be taught leadership skills. There's no doubt. And so he did do that for me. So why don't you check out, you know, what your first, middle, and last name mean. Go back to my number basics if you need some help knowing what the number energy means, and have fun with this. Take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.